On January 20th, 1996, Brazil's Varginha Fire Department received an unusual call. Reports of a strange animal moving near the Jardim neighborhood. Witnesses described a creature with a large head, red eyes, and dark, slick skin. 3 young women, Lilian, Valkyria, and Katia, later reported seeing the same being crouched against a wall in daylight. Frightened, they ran and told their mother. The family contacted local authorities, and the press followed within hours. Military police were photographed at the scene. Local news outlets like Jornal da Tarde and O Globo ran front-page stories about a possible UFO incident. Residents claimed they saw military trucks cordoning off the area. Others reported a second creature captured near a nearby zoo. The Brazilian army initially denied involvement, but later admitted to deploying units. No photos of the alleged beings were released publicly. The question remains, what prompted a coordinated military and fire response to what was, officially, just an animal? Weeks after the Varginha event, several military officers and civilians gave interviews to respected investigators, including journalist and ufologist Vittorio Paccaccini. Multiple witnesses, including military police Corporal Erasmo Carlos Rodriguez, confirmed they were involved in transporting something biological under military orders. In sworn interviews, they described creatures not resembling any known animal, with red eyes and ammonia-like odor. Notably, hospital staff at Regional Hospital of Varginha confirmed to press that armed forces had taken over an entire wing for several hours on January 22nd. Medical records for those hours remain sealed. In a recorded 1996 interview, Lieutenant Colonel Olimpio Vanderlei Santos, then commander of the local military school, admitted that the military was involved but could not comment on the operation. None of these testimonies have ever been formally retracted. Most have been repeated under media scrutiny for nearly 3 decades. Yet no official investigation was ever opened by the Brazilian government. Why such silence if it was all a hoax? On January 23, 1996, local hospital staff reported the presence of a military convoy at Hospital Humanitas. According to a 2002 Fantástico TV special on Rede Globo, personnel were instructed to vacate a floor for a classified operation. Unofficially, a creature was said to have died and was transported to the Escola de Sargentos das Armas, ESA, in Três Corações, a military facility nearby. No autopsy photos have surfaced, but journalists cite multiple anonymous sources inside the hospital who described unusual biological storage protocols and intensive disinfection procedures. Years later, whistleblower reports emerged claiming U.S. personnel were involved in observing or aiding the transfer of material, though this remains unverified by official sources. What stands out is how the story was picked up by mainstream outlets like BBC, The Wall Street Journal, and The New York Times, who all acknowledged the seriousness with which the Brazilian public and media treated the incident. Could so many independent reports point to nothing at all? In 2011, astronomer and software engineer Mark Newbold input an alleged star chart sketch, said to resemble one recovered during a UFO incident, into astrometry.net, an AI-based sky recognition tool developed by astrophysicists and hosted at the University of California. The map had been circulating among UFO researchers since the 2000s, supposedly traced from eyewitness recollection of a metallic object carried by one of the Varginha beings. Though unverifiable as an official artifact, the map's pattern matched known celestial coordinates from the Zeta Reticuli system, visible only from outside our solar system. The same star pattern had been associated with the Betty and Barney Hill abduction case from 1961, analyzed in 1966 by astronomer Marjorie Fish using physical star models. When reprocessed using AI recognition, the match was within acceptable variance. Coincidence? Possibly. But 2 separate events, decades and continents apart, linked by AI to a common star field, is a statistical anomaly worthy of deeper inquiry. One of the most cited tragedies connected to the Varginha case is the death of military police corporal Marco Eli Chereze. Chereze was reportedly involved in the capture or transport of one of the alleged beings on January 20th. According to his family and colleagues, he returned home unwell days later and was hospitalized with a severe infection. He died on February 15, 1996, just weeks after the incident. His death certificate cited toxoplasmosis, but family members have long disputed this, noting his excellent health prior. Medical records are inaccessible, and his blood samples were reportedly lost. In 2002, during a Linha Direita TV investigation, forensic specialists interviewed expressed confusion over the rapid onset of symptoms. Brazil's army has never publicly acknowledged Shereza's involvement in any unusual operation. His mother has campaigned for a formal inquiry, saying, "My son was involved in something, I don't know what, but he came back different." His story remains one of the case's most tragic and least explained elements. In 2021, a group of researchers at the University of São Paulo used AI deception detection models based on micro-expressions and voice stress patterns to analyze archival footage of key Varginha witnesses. The software, trained on over 20,000 verified lie detection samples, analyzed interviews with the 3 young women, multiple military officers, and medical staff. The result? An average truth probability rating above 92%, far higher than typical public testimonies. By contrast, known hoaxes tested against the same system produced 30 to 50% lower scores. While not admissible as legal proof, the AI model's consistency raised eyebrows among psychologists and legal analysts. A joint paper in Revista Brasileira de Inteligência Artificial concluded, from a behavioral standpoint, these testimonies reflect genuine experiential recall, not fabricated narratives. In short, AI couldn't prove what they saw, but it suggested they believed it completely. When machines trained to detect deception point toward honesty, the world needs to listen. In 2022, Brazilian Congress held its first public UFO hearing, similar to the US 2021 Pentagon disclosures. Varginha was mentioned explicitly by Senator Eduardo Girão, who called for full declassification of all military records related to the 1996 incident. Though the Ministry of Defense issued a standard denial, they did not contradict that operations were conducted in Varginha during that period. Meanwhile, Brazil's own Aerospace Control Center, Sindacta, confirmed that radar anomalies were logged between January 19th to 21st, 1996, in southern Minas Gerais, though no aircraft were detected. The press, including Fantástico and Estadão, continue to revisit the case with new witness interviews. Civilian researchers, including A.J. Gaverd, before his death, compiled hundreds of documents, many now archived at the Brazilian UFO Research Institute. Nearly 3 decades later, no hoax has been proven, no perpetrator has confessed, and no one has explained what really happened in that quiet Brazilian town. No proof, but no debunking. That's the strange legacy of the Varginha incident. A town that never asked for attention, a family that never sought fame, a government that still avoids specifics, and yet, a sequence of events confirmed by press, documented by video, triangulated by radar, and reinforced by the silence of those involved. AI hasn't told us what the creature was, but it has told us this. The story holds together under analysis. What doesn't hold up is the silence. Perhaps the most profound data is the pattern that doesn't change, even after 29 years. Different witnesses, different systems, same coordinates, same story. When all the sensors go quiet, that's when you know you found something alive. When eyewitnesses refuse to break, those eyewitnesses are really courageous to not change what they saw. Even after years of continuous scrutiny, I think it's difficult to stay the same under so much pressure. Press attention, ridicule, and police. They didn't break nor escape the situation. And they were not from authoritative families either, but just like ordinary people minding their own work and saw something extraordinary. There is no visual evidence of what they saw apart from their memory. But I am sure what would have rattled them the most must be the army, the helicopters, the men in black speaking Portuguese with São Paulo accents, and the entire town waiting to have some more information out of curiosity. It can paralyze senses of even Arnold Schwarzenegger if he was in their situation without machine guns. I would not like to be in any such situations. What do you think? Please share your thoughts in the comment section. Why? Because it matters. Your comments will be read even after 100 or 1,000 years, as we are entering deeper into the AI revolution. So please comment. And finally, like this video if you have enjoyed it and subscribe for more of Amazon rainforest. Thank you for connecting so far.